Greetings, beloved multiversal soul familia. Welcome back to Soul Stars of the Violet Flame. Are you a soul star of the Violet Flame? In this session, beloveds, this is day 2 of 6 steps towards joy with others. Step number 2. I see you. Yes. Here we are. And this includes me too, beloveds. These lessons are being, broken down briefly for all of us from Angelic Realities by Ashiana Dean. Yes. Oh, and let me tell you, that light being is hard to find and difficult to get a hold of these days. Rumor has it, oh, rumor has it, oh, rumor has it, she changed her name. Rumor has it, oh, rumor has it. Yes, she changed her name and possibly even her game. But since we don't buy into gossip, that low level, low vibe, low frequency BS, we are here listening, but also with our own and upon our own free will, we are forming our own observations and experiences. Beloveds, let's not get it twisted. But I also know that if you weren't interested, you wouldn't be listening in. Yes. So, therefore, if you are, by chance, interested in knowing more about the 6 steps towards joy with others, then, beloveds, you came to the right place. Yes, you did. You knocked on the right door today. What are you selling? You got yourself some fried chicken like Colonel Sanders? Or is it a... what the name is that vacuum? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I know you're not here trying to sell me a vacuum. And I'm not here trying to sell you anything. However, this is my vocation, beloveds. Which means that this is my business. And it's all bizzo today. Yes. We're taking this seriously. Meaning a more meaningful approach. And ABP, those spiritual muscles. Baby. Yes. And with step 2, what is step 2? Respect boundaries. Yes, you heard me correctly. I said respect boundaries. And all of us have at some point in time breached boundaries. Others' boundaries as well as our own boundaries. Ask yourself, gee, when may I have been the one to be so presumptuous, to critique, to judge, to gossip, to Avoid refraining from acts of disrespect. This is not me over here judging you. Although, just like you, I have been guilty of judging. And as we embrace and embark on our spiritual soul's journeys, beloveds, guess what happens? We will continue to judge away, okay? Until we, just like some of my bro stars would say, we would judge away until we don't. Until we get sick of it. And guess what else happens? When we see the B words in others, or the lack thereof in terms of the B word boundaries, when we see this in others, we must also recognize it within ourselves. And the best thing that we can do, reaching this discernment, is to continue to do the work on and for ourselves, beloveds. Okay. Number 2, step 2 towards joy with others is respecting boundaries. Set and honor healthy personal boundaries and kindly but assertively remind others that you will not have them crossed. Yes. Walk tall with a big stick when it comes to those boundaries, baby. Yes. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. You're about to find out what it means to me. Let's go. Respect others' boundaries and refrain from acts of disrespect, such as gossip. And here's a good one: unsolicited advice. And guess what you don't get to do when you come here? Because I am drawing the line and setting a boundary. Don't come at me accusing me of allegedly dropping unsolicited advice. Because if you're tuning in, beloveds, you are choosing, you are making the choice, you are allowing whatever suggestions and recommendations, golden nuggets, teachable moments, and insights that come from this channel. For realsies, okay? Let's keep going, critiquing and judging, making assumptions and presumptions, minding their business, attempting to directly or indirectly control their actions, attitudes, or emotions. This can mean realizing that it is not our duty, nor is it our business to even aim or attempt to get in the way of the free wills of others. It is not our job to change others. I don't know if anybody told you this today, but you are loved. You are enough. But on the other hand, you are no one's a-hole whisperer. I'll say that again a little louder for the Beckys with the good hair in the back. You are no one's a-hole whisperer. if you're recognizing certain behaviors, belief systems, any other form of BS, ask yourself, should I be working on that BS within me? But of course, beloveds, because that is how we transmute. When we are seeing these perceived, presumed flaws in others, it is indication. And yes, I have been reminded of this as well, that we still have that work to do. By tending to our own gardens, beloveds, that is the only way that we can be of benefit to anyone. Anyone. The only way we can really help is by continuing to work towards self-mastery in our own backyard. Setting and respecting our own boundaries. Tend to that garden, baby. And honor every part of that garden, every part of yourself, from the seed to the rose hip. Yes. That part. Respecting people's right to be who they are. And respect your own right to have and uphold your personal boundaries. Am I genuinely respecting the boundaries of others? Am I allowing my boundaries to be violated? And what actions can I take to change this? I will give you a moment of silence so that you can think on it without overthinking it. And I'm going to get up and close my door. And here we are. Giving reverence. Creating a boundary. And in this case, the boundary is this is a moment of silence. Stillness. Sitting with our higher selves and asking, when may boundaries have been breached? And what can we do differently? All right. Now I am about to stoke the sage. This, beloveds, is setting a boundary. How might you say? How may you ask? Oh, well, I can share a tidbit or two on how sage can be utilized to set a boundary, to set several boundaries even. Okay, it's lit, it's burning, and now we're going to get into it. As we stoke the sage, I'm actually reaching for my lighter to stoke it just a bit more. I'm getting a bit low on everything. So, if you feel as though it has been placed on your heart, you can find my Cash App on my Facebook page. And maybe drop me a dime or two so I can freshen up on my spiritual tools. Yes. Here we go. Now it's going really good. Okay, so sage. There's a bit more to it than simply saying you're not allowed to and then fill in the blanks. With boundaries, the sage respectfully assists us in establishing them, especially in our relationships with spirits and even other people. They help us protect aspects that are implicitly or explicitly valuable to us and core to our well-being. It allows us to identify and clarify aspects and why they are important, which is always subjective to us and no one else. Clarifying aspects of our identity, values, priorities, principles, and our needs. Setting limits implies being clear about our position on particular matters, independently of peer pressure or even anticipating others having a different opinion. It also allows us to differentiate ourselves from others by drawing on the criteria of our groups and communities, creating a sense of shared belonging within these groups and communities. Then the internal identification process is recognized by outsiders as a collective identity. We draw the limits of our personal beliefs, ethics, and criteria to others with the aim of being recognized and accepted, talking about our sense of self and what we need to be valued by others. As we continue to rise and expand, beloveds, that sense of self becomes a sense of unity consciousness of the collective. So sometimes it's challenging to set boundaries out of concern of becoming detached or offending others. And it is not our job to save other people's feelings from our boundaries. Sure, we don't want to disappoint or negatively affect others. So we reject anything that may feel like or provoke that exclusivity. However, in the long run, beloveds, when we repeatedly avoid setting boundaries and expressing our boundaries, It causes frustration, anger, emotional distress in the present and in the future, negatively affecting us and our relationships with others, creating distance. And most important of all, no one will be able to get to know our boundaries unless we express them and be more assertive with setting them. By listening to our gut feelings, practicing self-awareness, it helps us to understand what is important. Giving ourselves permission to prioritize our needs, our safety, our comfort. Contributing to healthier relationships with others as we clearly state those essential aspects that are core to us, allowing us to better our relationships and connections with others. It requires intention and practice. Keep practicing and notice how you feel when you protect your boundaries. And know that we do not owe anyone nor ourselves an apology nor an explanation. Dang it. I can't stand ash. It is so dirty and nasty and just unappealing to me. But on the other hand, it does have its benefits, as white ash protects us from the dark-haired, stringy-haired hags that attempt to infiltrate our dreams. See where that is? See, shining a new light on an uncomfortable boundary? Isn't that something? Anyways, no need to apologize or justify these boundaries, as they are part of being us, and being loved is about being accepted, respected, and cared for, which means accepting, respecting, and caring for these boundaries. Okay, let's go back into the Starseed Oracle for a bit more insights. What could come through from this deck to assist us on our journey of continuing to set and honor healthy personal boundaries, but also kindly and assertively remind others that we will not have them crossed? And this card hit the floor. We have star bathing, light body, crystal grid, transmission, and activation. And brace yourselves, because we are going to zoom in. While you're star bathing, you could be also setting that tone to raise that octave in that moment of grounding. Is the perfect place to ask yourself if you are genuinely respecting your boundaries or the boundaries of others. Or are you allowing them to be violated? And what changes can be made? For those of you who are unaware of star bathing, let's speak a bit on it. Woo! too, when things are in balance, the planet also sends information back up to the stars, and the stars are constantly showering emanations onto the crystalline grid of the Earth. Many star seeds have come to Earth at this time to help shift the planet vibrationally. And how can we assist in doing that, beloveds? With boundaries. Boundaries. Now remember, boundaries can be useful in expanding on things as well as contraction and pulling back and protecting and honoring our own gardens. You can expand on a boundary by being willing to observe and aim towards seeing the bigger picture and transmuting it as we observe. Some boundaries are meant to be expanded on, where others are meant to be more firmly set. And it's up to us to be the discerner. Some people don't even believe in light grids and crystal grids and light bodies and starseed activations or even starseeds, and that's okay too. This is where we're going to share anyways, but also respect where they are creating a boundary. Okay, you don't believe it, and we're not going to force you. Wonderful. Great. Moving on. You may be guided to journey to particular places on Earth to unlock cosmic codes with your presence. You may also be interested in, well, star bathing. This card arises because we're here to connect with that crystal grid, and either in our hometown or by traveling to other places without quite knowing why. So this is like emphasizing expansion of some of our boundaries, beloveds. To being more open to connecting in newly explored ways. New to us, that is. It can mean that our light body, the energy body in its highest form, is being activated. And there's no better time to have boundaries in place than when this is occurring. Take things extra slow in order to integrate these changes in vibration. And there's an activation with this card. Placing our hand over our heart and whispering, I open myself up to receiving the wisdom of the crystalline grid beneath me. May the stars and the earth inform and heal me. And as they do, may it heal the earth too. All right, now we're going to go back into the Starseed Oracle for 2 more cards. There's 1, and we will continue to make passes until another one pops. And there's 2. All right, there we go. Let's see which one came out first. Big picture thinking. Interesting. Big picture thinking. Pleiades energy. I touched a bit yesterday on the Pleiadian star seeds. Pleiadian energy. A visionary and inspired ideas. See, this is where, this message is somewhat showing us where we can actually expand a bit more on our boundaries. Expanding on them. By these observations as a visionary. These inspired ideas come through by expanding on a boundary, by allowing more to be known to us through our clairs as well as our physical senses. The Pleiadians are our cosmic cousins, here to remind us that it's never too late to learn new things and change the future. Being called to be a visionary for the planet. Take a breath, shake off what you've been taught about the world, and hold a new vision for humanity. Like a natural big picture thinker, here to generate ideas for the future, here to birth a new age and dream a new world into being. The future will be woven by dream makers like us, by those with enough courage to question the way things have been and envision new possibilities. For the planet, the world needs more artists, dreamers, inventors, and visionary thinkers. Perhaps you've had an idea recently that you've been called to usher in. If so, this is your confirmation that it's divinely guided, divinely orchestrated, divine timing, beloveds. And our Pleiadian selves are here to support us in this important stage in Earth's development, wanting us to know, first of all, they're not separate from us. They are all us. Other versions of ourselves, not separate from us. Wanting us to know that the decisions that we make today will affect the well-being of our planet and all its species. Calling on us to be leaders of the future, holding a clear vision of what's possible. To trust that vision and follow it through with daily action, to dream a new world into being, to hold our mind open and try not to worry about what others think. For it takes great courage to pave a new path, to trust a vision before it's a reality, and to what? To set new boundaries. Boundaries we can expand on, as well as boundaries that, well, make it clear to others that we do not necessarily resonate with what they think. But thank you for the lesson. Thank you for the experience. Thank you for the observation. Because this is how we are able to be a bigger picture thinker, to be that visionary, but to also go beyond dreaming the dream, beloveds. To do the work in the astrals, to do the cosmic work as our ascended master selves as well. All at once. Boundaries can both protect as well as expand. And we're being guided to take things a bit more slowly so that we can observe more deeply. And this is where the visionary is reborn. The inspired ideas come to life. And then the last card to come out is You're Not for Everyone. Embrace your weirdness. Face your true north. Ooh. Now that is a boundary in and of itself. Stop trying to force our B words on others, unless, of course, it's a boundary. Our beliefs, our bullshit. Recognizing through bigger picture thinking that we're not everyone's cup of tea. Plain and simple. We are not for everyone. And that's fine. It's just fine. The more we grow and expand, the less we seek admiration, reassurance, and approval from others. We don't need it. Not up in here. Not up in here. It's a no bueno. It's a no bueno. But thanks for the lesson. All right, yes. Recognizing you're not for everyone. Tale as old as time. The world is filled with people who, no matter what you do, just won't like you. But it's also filled with those who will love you fiercely. They are your people. You're not for everyone, and that's okay. Talk to the people who can hear you. And again, these are lessons for me as well. We are cracking it open and learning together with the lovely flashcards and some side notes directly from the author of this lovely book, Angelic Realities. Don't waste your precious time and gifts trying to convince others of your value. They won't ever want what you're selling. Don't try to convince them to walk alongside you. You'll be wasting both your time and theirs and will likely inflict unnecessary wounds that will take precious time to heal. You're not for them and they aren't for you. Politely wave them on and continue on your way. Sharing your path with someone in a sacred gift. Or is a sacred gift. I'm going to begin that one again. Starting from the beginning of that sentence. Sharing your path with someone is a sacred gift. Don't cheapen it by rolling yours in the wrong direction. Keep facing your true north, beloveds. Stay on the path of your soul's journey. There will be side quests. There will be detours. There will be obstacles. There will be ruts. There will be hurdles, beloveds. But we are still being called to embrace our uniqueness, to own our weirdness, to let the world see who we really are, and to review. Oh. So, this is telling me, Spirit just placed it on my heart, that in this slowness, as we're choosing to be the tortoise instead of the hare and be more steady Eddie, steady wins. Yes, it does. And remember, it's not a race to the finish line. We're being guided to slow down, to be more present, and review our boundaries. And upon engaging in that review, there is a reveal to follow. And it is necessary for us to openly express our boundaries. And it's not going to be one and done, because as we grow and heal and change, whatever it is that we're tending to in our own gardens, our boundaries will also need some fine-tuning and adjustments. So go a bit easier on yourself at this time. Slow it down. a bit. I just heard slowing down the tempo is what will raise the octave. And that will only make sense to us upon this review and reset before the reveal of our new found boundaries. And don't let them slip. If they want to slip, they can slide on out on that diarrhea trail of their own BS. You dig? And there is an activation with this card. It states, actually, it's a question, and a question I'm going to leave you with at this time. You can respond to yourself, and you're welcome to feel free upon your own free will to share in the comments section as well. Let's interact more. Let's connect deeper. Let's have these conversations, setting new boundaries, but also setting the pace for growth and expansion, healing, raising the octaves by doing what? By tending to our own gardens and setting boundaries for ourselves as well as others and making them crystal clear. Just like this bell. In 1, 2, 3. And just like the sage, the bell sound sets a boundary to ward off negative voltage and carry away anything low level that is no longer welcome. I like to state from time to time as I'm burning the sage, only that of love, of our higher power, myself, and those who are that of willful love may dwell here. So it is, so it is, so it is. Only that of, only the love of the willfully good may dwell here. So it is. How can you embrace your weirdness and not care so much about what other people think? Thank you so very much, beloved multiversal soul, Amelia, for tuning in with much gratitude and appreciation. If you made it this far, you are a rock star. Yes. And today is, what, Wednesday? Happy Wednesday. And brightest blessings to you.